Guys, welcome back to an all-new father and son toy review. I am the father, Bob, and today we are going to look at something really cool. If you haven't been to our channel before, or you're new to the channel, we review toys and products and video games and all kinds of stuff. So we're not just strictly toy reviews, but we review all kinds of stuff. But today, I have finally found this is the Captain Picard figure. There we got that. You have Captain Picard and you also have Captain Kirk. Now these are made by McFarlane Toys right there. You can go to McFarlane Toys, follow them on all the social media places, but they've been doing all these prop replicas, and coming soon you actually have Spock and I don't know her name from Discovery, and you can check it out at StarTrek.com. And I found this at Walgreens, and they're finally out. And these really cool clamshell packaging. You got Captain Picard right there. You got Star Trek. You got Captain Jean-Luc Picard. And that's about it on the packaging. So we'll get right to the actual figure himself. We'll bring him in here. We'll lower this down for you guys. Here we have Captain Picard. And one of the things that he does come with, stand, sir, he has this really cool base. And as you can see, it has the Star Trek logo. I wish it would have like the Next Generation, but they're just doing these generic Star Trek bases. I guess it actually comes with Captain Kirk has the same base, but they're just plastic display bases. I always appreciate display bases for especially McFarlane and NECA Toys, because their figures don't like to stand so well. But it's good to have a base that comes with it. He also comes with an extra hand. It's like a grippy hand, and a phaser, which is kind of really cool. The detailing on the phaser is really nice. Getting it into this hand is not fun. It doesn't come like this, but I put it in his hand. It is a chore because it's really tight grip, and it kind of fits really tight in there. Luckily, the plastic it's kind of pliable, but not too much. But we'll take a look at the actual phaser there. It's really cool. It's nice to have as an accessory, but getting it back in his hand, you kind of have to go in sideways and kind of wedge it down in there and then turn it to how you would want him to display. And it just has a peg hole right there, and then you just pop his hand off. I could do that right quick. Hopefully it doesn't break. Come on, man. Ugh. You got these really tiny little pegs, so you got to be really careful when you're putting these on and off. Don't crazy force it or anything like that, but you just pop it back on there so it kind of clicks in place, and then you have Captain Picard holding a phaser. That's really cool that it comes with that kind of detail, that you can do that. Sadly, he doesn't have like a place to hold the phaser. There's no like pocket there that you could put it on, holster the phaser. That's kind of disappointing, but it's just a kind of a nitpick, I guess. But you could take the phaser out of his hand there. He also comes with, stancer. He also comes with the Russican flute. Now this thing is really coolly detailed. Yes, he didn't, I'll just get right off the bat, he did not have this flute in that suit. It was a completely different thing. This suit was like from one episode. I'm not going to nitpick it and bore you to death. I'm just here to review the figure itself. And I'm so happy that it comes with a Russican flute. That's one of my favorite episodes of The Next Generation. But you could have him hold it in this hand, and you can see the grip on this hand is insanely tight. So you have to wedge. His thumb doesn't want to move. And sadly, it's just, I cannot get, you have to pry it like that. And you have to force some plastic, but he can hold it. You see me there. I got him holding it. But it's really cool just to have as a little accessory kind of thing. They just added it in there, because what is Captain Picard without his flute? It's just part of how it goes. And then the hand I had on here, it was just like the make it so hand. That's the hand I kind of like the best, because I think I'm just going to have him in that kind of static pose. So you just pop the hand back off, and just for the review, I'm going to review him like this. And you just pop it on just like that. So it's not too bad. Anyway, up close of his face right there, certain ways you hold it, it looks just like Patrick Stewart, and then other places, like dead on, it doesn't really look like him. But as soon as you turn his face, the detailing is there, and you can definitely tell who it's supposed to be. The hair detail is really cool. The suit itself, he's really thick. I mean, it's really solid plastic. It's not hollow or anything like that. And I just popped his hand off because I didn't have it on the whole way. And I think pulling a hand on and off all the time is going to be problematic because it might waller that hole out a little bit. So I'm just going to keep it like that. Anyway, articulation. When you move his arm, it kind of breaks up the look there. He has a ball joint there that goes out. He's got one single elbow, but the way the cut is, you can only go that far with the elbow. You can't bring his hand up to his face, so you can't actually have him playing the flute because that's all the further his arms bend. That's kind of disappointing. It would have been nice to have double that you could actually get it to his face. You got waist articulation, but when you do cut it, it makes it look really weird. So you can only go so far before you start to lose the look of it. The hips are on this weird. I'm not a big fan of these hips, the way they look, but I guess it's not too bad. They do go out that far. They don't go back very far because he has a butt plate right there. But I mean, it's in human life, you can't bring your leg. I mean, it's okay. It's not a deal breaker or anything like that. His feet, he's got the shiny boots and the dull pants. That's kind of cool. He does have up and down movement on his feet, and he does have a little bit of ankle rocker, not a whole lot. Knees only bend. He's got like a ratchet in him. You can actually see, I don't know if you can actually see the ratchet right there. The knees only bend that far, and they don't go out. They do swivel at the knee joint. So that's about articulation wise. But he has a little hole in his peg hole there. You can just put him on the base, and there you have Captain Picard telling you to make it so. I think it's a really cool action figure. I'm really happy with him. I found him at Walgreens, and I think he was $20. He was like $19.99, I think it was. But I've been looking for him for a while, and to actually find him in store, I was quite happy with finding him because I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and to actually have him in the collection. I forgot to tell you how. I'm trying to get the flute back in, so just as a pose. I forgot to tell you how tall he is. He stands right at 7 inches tall. So as a size comparison to another action figure, we'll get all this stuff out of the way, and hopefully he wants to stand. He doesn't really want to stand on my display there. We'll bring in just a normal. Here's Marvel Legends Deadpool. This is a 6-inch scale. This is a 7-inch scale. And we'll bring in, just as a random figure, one of my favorite characters in the whole wide world, Mr. Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan, and he stands at about the same. They're both about 7 inches ish. Hogan's just a tad bit smaller, shorter, and so there. That's not too bad. But he's a 7-inch action figure, so he doesn't really scale too well with your 6-inch action figures. And that seems like to be the norm, that everybody's going to 7-inch action figures for some reason. The 7-inch scale. Which would be the 1/10 scale, if that helps any. But anyways, there's Captain Picard, and this has been Bob from Father and Son Toy Reviews, and I want to thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, comment on our channel, tell us what you like and what you don't like about this figure. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at Father and Son Reviews. You go to Facebook there and you can follow us, and go to Bob Gilmer, Gilmer, on Instagram, and you can see pictures of all of our reviews that we do, all of our toys, all that stuff. And on Father and Son Reviews on Facebook, we started doing a podcast, and if you guys could check that out, that'd be awesome too. You can find that on iTunes and anywhere you go, Spotify. You can anywhere that you listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, and we are kid friendly, and we do it with our family. And anyways, so I'm going to stop rambling. That has been the look at the McFarlane Toys Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek: The Next Generation. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.